In rugby, a drop goal is a goal that a player scores by dropping the ball and kicking it between the posts, like this. To simply gain 3 points, but unlike a penalty, you can score from anywhere. It doesn't take the referee to whistle on a position foul. Most teams would rather focus on scoring a try or get a penalty than score through a drop goal due to how unpredictable it simply is, as it requires a lot of skills and cool. It looks hard, but even harder to do under immense pressure. Not everyone has Sir Johnny Wilkinson's cool or Francois Stein's massive boot. A penalty on the sign between the touchline and 15 meters is hard, so imagine a drop goal in this zone. The issue with a drop goal is that the conditions met with scoring one is too much to organize for certain teams. You preferably need to be in the axis of the post within 40 meters to 45 meters away from the post, with having not too much wing and blockers in place. New rules in rugby will encourage the use of drop goal. Instead of having a 22-meter drop goal kick, now you have to engage from the try line if the ball has not been out of bounds. This encourages players from taking risk and playing for their own 22, but if you do have to kick it from your try line, most kicks fall at the 50-meter line. This should give you enough time to move a little forward with enough time to not get any position coming at you and time to get any access on your good foot to attempt this drop goal. Unfortunately for the drop goal, most players would rather go forward and try to get a try in. Very often, a drop goal is more of a personal initiative. It's not something you will work on as a team. But if you're able to score 2 or 3 drop goals every time you step into the 40-meter side, you quickly have 6 or 9 points lead by doing very little, instead of wasting a lot of energy trying to hold the ball in the hopes of scoring a try or eventually a penalty that you can still miss. But this is of course very dependent on the kicker. Perhaps this task should go to a player that usually does not take penalty kicks. Nowadays, to avoid putting too much pressure on one player, the kicking is shared between 2 players at the back. After all, in a forward pack now, there is one player calling the offensive lineouts and another one for the defensive lineouts. Putting all of your duties on one player is too much, so it's better to share. So, 10 and 15 or 10 and 12, one can take the penalty kicks and the other drop goals, so that the usual kicker does not lose his confidence after a missed drop goal when it's time to kick a penalty. I told you, not everyone is Sir Johnny Wilkinson. Tell me, what do you think? Do you wish to see more drop goals attempt? Should this become a tactic that more teams do to get an early score or eventually to score more points if they are behind? Let me know what you think in the comments.